I think we need to get the bad out of the way.
Yeah.
Alabama, the Crimson Tide. I think Nick Saban, I don't know the exact stat, but it's 200 and something games.
230.
230 games. Nick Saban was 230-4 against unranked teams at Alabama. DeBoer, he comes in, he's 10-4 against unranked teams. Garrett, this is not meant to cut deep, but is Alabama dead?
This is the biggest headline coming out of college football weekend.
Yeah, this is the biggest headline coming out of college football.
It's week one.
If not Arch Manning.
That's two.
That's another one. We'll get to that.
Yeah, yep.
It's week one. I don't think we're dead. I think we have to look in the mirror and figure out what we want our identity to be. Because to your point, 230-4, we're paying for that right now.
Yeah.
We're paying for that right now. Johnny Manziel said it. When you get off the bus at Alabama, it used to be feared. That's gone. So you got to figure out what your new identity is and change it right now. If you don't beat the brakes off of ULM, Wisconsin kind of looks like a game now when it shouldn't be. It's a home game, so you hope that you get it corrected. In a weird way, when I rewatched the game yesterday, there's a few moments that if we just have better discipline and don't drop the football, I do think we find a way to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
But those are key moments that you have to have, and those are usually where Alabama succeeds. You catch the important ball, you make the tackle, you don't have a dumb penalty late.
Discipline team.
So,
what is your opinion or your thoughts on the effort shown in the game? Because there are a lot of times where you see loafing happening.
18.
Very uncharacteristic of an Alabama football team.
Yeah, for sure. I think it starts there. The effort is not there. I watched every other game the rest of the weekend, and every team, no matter what level of play they're at, played way harder, played way nastier, and had way more swagger than we showed after that first drive. Even after the first drive that we went down 8 minutes, 16 plays, ended in 7, I saw like 4 people on the field celebrate together. Can't have that.
Can't have it.
Can't have that.
Can't have
Effort's there. Chef and I talked about it this morning. That's the number one thing is effort. Do you want to fucking step on the field and represent the A, or do you think that you just get to step on the field because you have the A on?
Yeah, you don't. Your program being that historic and have that much stuff going on for it, you have to uphold the culture and tradition. You can't just put the jersey on and expect to be great all of a sudden. You got to finish.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got to figure out what their identity is, because it's clear that it's not the same. Even though you still have some guys that were in the locker room when Saban was there, they can't do it for everyone on the field. But you have to find your own identity, because you get out physical, that's your bread and butter, has always been. So you got to find something else. That means no errors and scoring every time we have the fucking ball.
Yeah, I mean, scoring every time you have the ball.
Florida State showed up to fucking play.
Yeah.
Hey, props to him.
Tony White, both the corner, you got Gus on offense.
Gus crushed it.
Tony White on defense. Like, they came to fucking play, bro. Quarterback talking shit and backing it up.
All the respect to them.
They don't have an answer for me. Said that in the spring.
They came out and talked their talk, walked their walk.
Thomas Castellanos.
Yeah.
I think Mike Norvell found himself a good situation in bringing in Gus. It takes a lot of pressure off of him, because now you have 2 head coaches that have had success on your sideline. Not only do you add your defensive coordinator who fucking schemed up a crazy game, but they have juice and they played like they wanted it, and we did not do that, and that's what happens.
Terrence Knight, the D-line coach, he tweets after the game, y'all need to pick a fucking side.
No, the tweet after the game was Gus. Felt like old times tonight.
You were talking about how he set up that reverse 4 plays in advance.
Yeah, that drive where they had the reverse for the touchdown. Three separate times or 4 separate times during that drive, they used a similar motion every time with the guard and tackle pulling to figure out what the eyes were going on. Because they would, every time they would run that jet sweep across, safety would go up to the middle, and then the other safety would come down, and then everybody would flow. The 2 linebackers would flow with the guard and tackle. They saw it. They did it multiple times, and they capitalized on it. I mean, they
got outplayed.
It's
coached out.
Coming out of the college football world that I came into, it is so weird to see the Crimson Tide be outcoached. And it's very odd. It seems like you guys are just in a thing where you guys like show up and expect to win because of the logo at this point, which is not good. You have uncharacteristic drops. I think one highlight you see is Ty Simpson. His athletic ability is a little more than we all kind of thought. Had the ability to get out of some stuff.
People that think it's Ty's fault are just wrong.
Yeah.
Ty played a great game. Ty maybe had like one throw that wasn't great, but he hit his targets. He extended plays.
Right.
And Jeremy Bernard was the only skill position player I saw give any effort.
I know, man. I was a little disappointed in Ryan Williams not showing up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, hopefully the injury and everything's all right. There was a part of me that thought he was tapping out there in the second half.
I think he got a little shell shock for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he got hit a couple times. You know, you don't ever want to say like you wish you could have a call, but do we think that was targeting? I think it was iffy. I think that it was probably
the one where Ryan went down.
Yeah.
I felt like it was more friendly fire than anything.
Well, so I think Ryan got hit in the back and then it led to him get hit kind of high. I think it was the right call. But in that moment, that just adds to their momentum because Earl Little was an Alabama player, transferred to Florida State. It made it personal. He made it personal all game.
Yeah.
Bro, it was
Castellanos.
college football.
That,
and the big thing too is when you're in that when you're in the meeting room, when you're in the locker room, and the world is on fire right now for the University of Alabama. But another thing that is going to be said is nobody gives a fuck about you guys being in disarray.
right.
The world, if anything, loves it.
Yeah.
Alabama's
outside
enjoyed
Tuscaloosa.
the best of the best for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be, hey, we got to fix our shit. And I promise you, no one is going to feel sorry for you because nobody does. Everybody's like celebrating.
That's what I'm saying. That 230-4, you're paying for it now.
Yep. 230-4. I mean, if you're born.
Could be a different era for you, G. One that you're not as used to.
Could be, or we could nip it in the butt.
True.
And get corrected.
One thing that's always
Right.
said, you're never as good as they say you are, and it's never as bad as they say you are.
That is
Ty
just
Simpson-
especially after week one.
Yeah,
Ty
especially
Simpson
after
said
week
we can
one.
be as good as we want to be.
Yeah.
And you got to figure it out.
I was bookmarking a couple tweets out there of Bama just losing their
Oh,
minds.
it's bad. Bama Twitter
Is it burning up
Bama
right now?
Twitter
Yeah,
is
that's the one I got.
entertaining.
Bear Bryant's burner. One of our largest boosters sent this to me. Take this as you will. And it says, spent time around the team hotel for 25 plus years. And I will tell you, DeBoer's tenure is much closer to Shula than Saban. Players are walking around at 1 to 1:30 in the morning, getting DoorDash deliveries of fast food the night before games. I've seen players with random friends coming in and out of the hotel until 2 a.m. They couldn't get organized to leave the team hotel on time without confusion. As soon as I was around this, I could not get it out of my head because you could see it was an organization that looked second class by the way it was run. Since witnessing that last year, I have held hope, but my eyes, brain, and gut all told me this is going to be bad when being around it. That was one. Then you got another one where it seems like this dad, Ricky Green, he's got a son. For those that don't know it, I have a D1 prospect at center and my son, Andrew Duggan. It's really sad it's really sad to have to question whether or not I'd send him to Alabama to continue his athletic academic journey. Should he have that opportunity? Never would have thought I'd have to. Question that he kind of broke it into 2 tweets. Never would have thought I'd have to question that as a father. I was born into the world with crimson in my veins, and the current situation at UA is abysmal.
Yeah, I mean,
Just a couple I grabbed from the internet.
if those things
The
are
craziest thing about that is the dad being like, I have a D1 prospect son. And if they were to offer, I think to myself, probably not. That is so fucking, that is wild.
if the hotel thing is true, that sucks. But that booster, he could have some power and change that really quick.
You can't change that as a booster. You're not sitting there.
Night watch.
right.
He's the night watch.
He's scouting his
night
boys.
watch.
Yeah.
He's got the hope. He's like, let me see how the organization
Just sitting in a Lincoln Town car across the street with tinted windows with his glasses, binoculars on. They're like,
private
Taco
investigators
Bell, are you
snapping
kidding
photos
me right now? Yeah, that's bad, man. That's
Oh
bad.
yeah, I mean, if you do want laughs after a Bama loss, the internet is the place to be.
Yeah. I think obviously I think you guys are 2-1. Who do you guys play that fourth game? Who's your next big game?
We have Georgia after a bye, so
that's a judgment day for you guys.
Chef, can you go check that door?
You have ULM.
Huh?
You have ULM next week.
And then Wisconsin,
I think it's
you
my
said,
food.
right?
Wisconsin by Georgia.
Speaking of DoorDash, your food's here. yeah. Speaking
that's
of Will
food
Compton, bad
delivery.
part of the bad culture of
That's mine.
Alabama, man.
I ordered that.
A booster can't fix that. Money can't fix that. It's culture. It's coaching. Like
Yeah.
DeBoer, it's great to be the new age coach who, lets his guys be who they want to be. Similar to Kenny Dillingham, he lets his guys say what they want on the podium. They can go out and act however they want as long as they produce on the field. But when you have Alabama team who comes from like your shirt's tucked in, you don't get the flags, laundry on the field is nothing that's ever going to happen at Crimson Tide. A team that walks off, they pass the bus check, like holy shit, these are some big boys, and then also they're going to play disciplined football with high effort. That is what you want to see if you're a Crimson Tide fan. If you're born in a garden, baby, you're never going to understand the value of a flower. So it's time for you boys to figure it out in a big way.
Yeah, it's tough because you go from obviously having a coach that would motherfuck anybody for
anything,
tying their shoe wrong. He's got to figure out a way to motherfuck these boys or someone's going to motherfuck him.
Yeah.
I think it's also as much important for the player leadership as it is for the coach, because DeBoer could flip a switch and do his thing culture-wise, but if this is not a player-led team, this is a roster littered with 5-star athletes and talent everywhere, a lot of individual mindsets. The worst part of thinking on how bad this could be is you have a lot of guys who like play for themselves and they might just think, I'm going to bounce and go somewhere else. You've seen other guys do it. Guys go to Florida State, guys go to Syracuse, guys go to Nebraska, guys go to Michigan. They'll hit the portal and go somewhere else. But if this is not a player-led team, I could see it getting very bad fast at Bama.
You watch those old teams and your linebacking core with Reuben Foster, Ryan Anderson, and Tim Williams, they would never let this shit fly. You got to fear the guy next to you, and they got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. There need to be some player team meetings.
Oh, yeah.
This week.
Yeah,
because
I'm telling you, if guys are going home saying, "What the fuck was that, man? Coach should have called it." It's gonna get
you're lost.
That's gonna snowball.
Right.
I hate to like call out a single person, but the clip that went viral of 18's effort on that end around, if he is on the field on Saturday, I will be fucking furious.
Bama Twitter.
Because
he's leading the charge of Bama Twitter right now.
It proves the point.
If I see this boy on the field
if
Saturday,
he's on the field, he doesn't deserve the right.
Proves the point that maybe we don't need a white safety back there.
Whoa.
We don't need a white safety back there?
Maybe we don't.
They're making a comeback. White DB's making a comeback now.
You're emotional right now, and I understand why.
Pull that boy. Let me see him real quick. Pull it. Click his profile.
Bray Hubbard.
Oh, no, Bray.
Which is crazy. He had a great year last year.
Bray Hubbard. That is the problem. Yeah, he drank his own Kool-Aid. He had a good year last year.
They got to correct it and go win the rest of
them.
Yeah,
maybe you don't dress him against UL Monroe. Maybe say, hey, sit this one out.
Maybe I'll dress.
Yeah, put him in a cheerleading outfit. Be like, see what you want. You can cheer the team on. Maybe get ready for Wisconsin next week.
With everybody selling the Bama stock, are you buying it? Are you buying the stock? You buying them low because you think they're going to turn it around and get right?
It's a great question. I mean,
after this week.
I don't think after this week. I don't think after that the week after that. I mean, I think Wisconsin, they're a team that's trying to refigure out their identity. UL Monroe, if that game's close, it's like you got to continue to sell the stock. Like you've got to now. You got American History X, make them bite the curb.
Yeah.
Like it's Georgia, Bama. That's the game where we're going to find out what's Alabama really all about.
It's in Georgia. Juggernaut of a schedule.
Yeah.
I'm personally seeing 4 or 5 L's on this schedule after seeing them against Florida
and
State.
This is week 1, the perfect time to overreact. If you're a person that's breaking down,
it's the best time to overreact. It's the best part of college football.
It is the best time to overreact. But once we get to the Arch Manning conversation, I'm flipping the script a little bit. Yeah, I agree with Will. Like Georgia, you could see that being an L. Vanderbilt, you can see that being an L. It seems like the kryptonite of Alabama is a mobile quarterback. Diego Pavia might go 2 for 2.
Mizzou's always tough.
Mizzou's going to be tough. Tennessee, I mean, Joey Aguilar, you see him tossing a ball around the yard.
The Vols got an offense.
The Vols are good. South Carolina, like you have a Heisman Trophy candidate at the quarterback position and a defense that gets the fuck after it. Number 0, that linebacker. We were talking about it, JP. Like he's a stud. LSU, they're 1-0 for the first time since 2019. That's a team that you're like, fuck, man.
Oklahoma.
Auburn. Like, we'll find out who Oklahoma is this week. We're going to find out who Oklahoma is. We're going to find out who Michigan is this week in Norman. And then you got, Auburn. It's like, I think the consensus coming out of Auburn is like that Arnold kid, like you can't be running around like that over the field and expect to be healthy come November 23rd. It's overreaction week. Will, Is Arch Manning dead? Is Texas dead?
No.
Couldn't agree more.
He had a bad game. And that's going to happen. He's going to get stuff cleaned up. I love seeing him in the post-game presser. He's taken, it starts with me.
Right.
I don't think Arch Manning's dead whatsoever. I think he's going to be a very good quarterback. It was so popular to kind of shit on the outing that he had because everybody put him on this pedestal of Heisman front runner, all these things, which was a very unfair thing to have happen. But I think we're losing sight of how well the Ohio State defense was. I thought their secondary was very good.
Yeah.
Their defense in total,
they were
those linebackers,
bro. They were plastered all over the receivers the entire time.
Three-time Super Bowl champ as your defensive coordinator.
Right. And I think that's something that was so overlooked by us in the locker room through the conversations throughout the week is Matt Patricia. It's like when we would go play the Patriots and Matt Patricia was the DC, it was, hey, what is the Rolodex of defense going to be? Hey, we're going to have to find out what they're giving us today before we can have a true solid game plan of how we want to attack their defense. And if you are a coaching staff who has not really seen that, where they have the ability to bring 7 guys in line, make it seem like it's 0. Now they're dropping in a very unique way. They're moving safeties as the snap's happening, as opposed to, with 15 seconds left on the clock before they snap the ball, where they're not giving you a very clear picture. Matt Patricia, he deserves so much credit. Those players obviously did an incredible job of taking his game plan, making it come to life. But Arch Manning, you can tell early, he was holding on to the ball for a long time. A lot of question marks around Texas's offensive line. I think for the most part, they held up. They did a great job. But he didn't use his legs. I think that was a design thing early in the game is, hey, don't take a lot of hits, holding the ball, get it out. And I think by the time we got to the point where Arch Manning should have started throwing the ball a little bit more, that's when it was a little too late for him mentally. Matt Patricia threw so many different varieties of defenses at him. Any team that goes into Columbus week 1 with Matt Patricia as a first-year DC, I think runs into the same exact issue. You're going to run into this. It doesn't matter if there's a better team out there, you're going to run into the same issue because there's no film to show what Matt Patricia is going to do with his team just yet. People are going to find answers as they get a little farther down the road. But that is a tough load for even a kid with the last name that he has, with being the number 1 overall recruit, with everybody in Texas saying we want him when you had a quarterback that is in the NFL now, starting ahead of him. I think Arch Manning's going to be just fine. And I think we're going to get halfway through the year. And I think we're going to have Texas and Ohio State are going to see each other again.
We looked over the fact that Matt Patricia is used to, drawn up game plans for winning Super Bowls, game planning against Peyton Manning, Joe Burrow, Ben Roethlisberger, all these elite quarterbacks, that he has a roster to where Texas is a very good roster too, but you have like the best players in the country, like Caleb Downs. Like we talk about Dylan Stewart being like the best defender in the country. Caleb Downs is one of, if not the best defensive player or player.
If Stewart's 1A, Downs is 1B.
Yes. Yeah. Or you could even flip that.
You could flip
like
it.
They talk about his
first team All-American.
His level of IQ, and even in the NFL, in college football, there's more glaring tendency football happening.
Yes.
Based on formations, personnel, situations. NFL is way harder to figure out the schematics of everything because there's so many details and so many iterations where you're doing self-scouting, you're playing a lot of the same teams. In college, like, it's a little bit more watered down to where you have more of a laser focus on certain tendencies happening. Matt Patricia, he's a bona fide defensive coordinator. He's got talent everywhere, and he comes from a philosophy where you take away the best players, you take away the things that they're wanting to do. Ohio State did a very good job of that. They have freaks at every level of defense.
Yeah,
they're going to be a very good football team this year.
Yeah,
I think it had more to do with how well the Ohio State defense was, filling their gaps or filling their holes from last year, having new guys step up. Again, this is a roster that reloads every year because of how good their recruiting classes are. Right. So everybody was kind of questioning that again. I was the same too. You're super high on Arch Manning. You're super high on this is the guy. Sark said this is what he's been building towards. So you drink that Kool-Aid, but I think Ohio State's defense is fucking really good. And I think Arch Manning just came into arguably the toughest environment to play in on week 1. Everything going on. You're going against this Ohio State defense
who just won a national championship. Everyone's juiced up, ready to go.
It's his team finally, and I think he had a bad game. He missed some throws. People are talking about mechanics and this, that. He was an inaccurate quarterback, but I think this is a kid that he has the mental in between his ears to where he's going to be able to look at it. again, you're never as bad as they say you are. You're never as good. You put your head down, you get back to work. I think he's going to be just fine. But Ohio State was the better team. It could have, they're talking about the failed fourth down attempts on Texas' side.
2 of them.
Like there were times where that game could have been flipped and Texas could have been in the lead.
Right. And who knows with momentum change how that stuff starts to go. Like,
yeah.
Especially with a younger defense, a lot of first-time stars on the Ohio State. It's like if the momentum starts to swing the other way, do you start to see cracks where guys start to press a little too much? Maybe they're not as gap sound as they did seem to be because they were in a controlling position the entire game, regardless of what the score says.
I mean, they had a chance to tie the game at the end. I mean, they failed the 4th down
the sneak,
conversion.
Yeah.
But like that drive was going to tie the game. So I mean, it's like even with. I think the Arch hate right now is ridiculous.
Arch hate
It's
is
so
ridiculous.
easy to do,
but this
man.
is what week 1 is, dude. Everyone's going to overreact in a positive way and especially in a negative way.
I mean, you've seen the Shadur narrative get lumped in with the Arch stuff just to go beyond and hate and do all like that's.
Yeah.
It's beyond psychotic on the internet, but this is not one to where I'm hitting the panic button whatsoever. I think he's going to be just fine.
And then the big bounce back. Can we pull up their schedule real quick?
And I don't want to say Justin saying again. What is it?
Julian
saying. He played a good game.
He played good enough for his team to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For his first start going out there, and Texas is good too. Like again, this is a team that they'll probably see each other again in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
If Jeremiah Smith had a couple drops, so obviously he'll lock in and get that stuff. But I mean, yeah, he did what he had to do. Like he didn't lose the game.
Right.
He didn't lose the game for him. One thing to keep an eye on though is Jeremiah Smith. Well, someone said it was after the first drive, he's screaming at Julian Sand a little bit. He wants the ball, he wants it, and then the following drive has the 2 drops you talked about. Had 1 drop last year. It's one of those things, man, where you got to feed this kid and feed him early. Like he knows he's a star. You want this in your wide receiver, where they kind of have, it can come off as selfish, but it's true being a competitor. I want to have the team on my back. I want to be the guy that's going to score the touchdowns for my team. So got to feed him. You got to feed the beast. You got to give him you got to make the sacrificial lamb. You got to bring it out there to the gods every once in a while.
With a player as good as he is, like there's obviously scheming plays up for him. And I think like that one play that you're talking about, that was a deep ball schemed up for him.
Yeah.
And Julian just checked it down instead. So like that's why he's pissed. He's like, all right, this is my play. Yeah. This ball should be and is coming to me, and it didn't. So that's why he.
One thing that's not playing in Texas's favor and Arch Manning getting back on the horse is they got Sam Houston this week, or that's September 20th. Can you pull up a little bit? Go up a little bit. Yeah, UTEP, Sam Houston, and then you go
San Jose State,
UTEP, Houston. So you got 3. You're 3-1 right there. But then your next game is also away in Florida. Tough. With a quarterback, Lagway went off this week. Like Florida's they're feeling a little frisky right there in the SEC. They're hanging out there. Yeah. They're hanging out down there with a bunch of, prehistoric beasts, like getting ready to get after it.
I think the SEC is wide open. You look at Florida, you look at Texas, you look at Oklahoma with John Mateer.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt looking spicy. Again, we'll see what happens with Alabama. You got South Carolina, you got Tennessee, you got Georgia. I hadn't even mentioned Georgia yet.
Right.
But I think SEC is going to be fun this year.
Yeah, Georgia, they play Tennessee in 2 weeks, right? We just went over that. Yeah. And it's at home. Like that's a good way to start off your season.
Yeah.
It's a good way. A couple of cupcakes. You get SEC play with a Vols fan base that's very excited, but it's at your home turf. It's gonna be fun to watch the SEC this year.
Week 1 was
A&M.
Yeah. A&M, which A&M had some struggles.
They did.
Had some struggles.
They did.
But it is week 1.
They covered.
Yeah.
You love buying into the overreaction of week 1 because it's fun, but again, it is week 1.